Happy Sunday, everyone. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. This is another installment of the Southern Baller Show. Of course, I am Gerald O'Levin Green with my brothers on the panel. Of course, I have brother Brent Fox on the panel. What's going on, man?
Salute, salute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Coach 67 Sports TV, Mr. Southern. What's going on?
I'm blessed and highly favored. How y'all gentlemen doing this afternoon?
Can't complain about anything at all. And then, of course, I have JB. What's going on, man?
Just like Coach said, blessing highly favorite, man. Ready to knock
Amen.
down another show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And those who don't know, are you living under a rock? The NFL schedules have been dished out. So you should be able to go on your team's website or the NFL.com to view them. And the brothers are just want to hop on and talk about how they think their teams are going to fare. Brother Brent Fox actually has on his It's Just Me show on his channel, has already did his breakdown on how his Pittsburgh Steelers are going to do for the 2025-2026 season. So please, when you get a chance, and if you're a Steelers fan, please catch that brother channel out. But we're gonna say the best for last, of course. But Coach, going to you, man. How you think your New Orleans Saints are going to fare looking at the schedule for 2025 and 2026?
Man, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't think they're gonna do well at all. Really, truthfully speaking, I think first and foremost they need to get rid of Mickey Loomis. That's the first thing they need to do. Second of all, they need to stick a dynamite to the team and completely blow it up, and kind of
Damn.
go in a rebuild mode. Realistically, I'm happy that, hate to say this, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I am happy that Derek Carr has retired.
I know it. I know it.
For you to have like this sense of entitlement, like you are like a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback, like you Drew Brees or somebody, dude, like shut the F up, bro. Like, all right, you got them to restructure your contract. So they tacked on an extra like 20, 30 million for the salary for the next year, whatever. Then you had his injury. And essentially, from what I'm understanding, he was trying to bluff his way out of New Orleans. He was trying to get into trading. And somebody should have told him, or told his agent or whoever, like, dude, you have no trade value. The type of money you getting paid, nobody looking to take on that salary. And so he really couldn't get what he wanted. So he retired. And I'm like, good riddance. You know, now I'm wishing they would have took Shador in the second round, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. If it's me, Spencer Rattler, the starting quarterback. But the issue is, like, all right, Chase Young cool, Carl Granderson cool, but you got all of these like veteran players, and you can't halfway do it. Either you're gonna go all in and try to win a championship, you're gonna go in a rebuild mode. And basically, they're at a point now where, like, they kind of halfway in and halfway out. The quarterback situation is suspect. You know, they drafted Tyler Trash in the second round instead of getting Shador. So it's a tough situation to be in. You got, Demario Davis.
Tyler Trash.
you got Demario Davis. You got the Honey Badger who definitely has seen his better days. You got Cam Jordan seen his better days. You got Demario. You got all these veteran players on the defense. You know, you drafted another offensive line in the first round, which was much needed. So your offensive line is rocky. You got a lot of veteran players. You gave Alvin Kamara an extension. He another one. I love Alvin Kamara. I really think he really need to be playing for like a Super Bowl contender, because I think it's sad at this stage in his career, like you're gonna be stuck on the Saints, and the Saints just like, eh. So at the end of the day, I'm looking at the schedule. They play the Cardinals and the Giants and the Rams and Dolphins. Bump the schedule. I don't even need to go through game by game. I'm gonna probably say this is gonna be the issue they're gonna have. They're not gonna be bad enough to get the number 1 overall pick or a top 5 type pick, but they're not gonna be good enough to make the playoffs. The same way they've been the last couple of years, kind of in no man's land. They're gonna be in that no man's land, and they probably win like 5 or 6 games, and that's problematic. You're gonna be bad. You won't be bad enough to get the number 1 overall pick, or at least get a top 5 pick. They're not gonna be that bad, but they're not gonna be good enough to make the playoffs. So at this point, you're kind of stuck in limbo, and I feel that way in a lot of sports. Really, I think the Pelicans and the Saints kind of in the same situation. You both them stuck in this no man's land, and that's a bad place to be in as a franchise.
That's what we do on this show. We keep it real about our franchise, and that's real for your ass about the Saints. So you got your New Orleans Saints only winning 5 games this year.
5 or 6. And that's the thing about it. Watch, pick wise, watch. Instead of them getting the number 1 overall pick or even the top 5 pick, they're gonna be inside the top 10, but it's gonna be like a 6, 7, 8 type pick. And I'm like, bro, you don't want to dip. Either you doing dive in the water or you're not gonna get in it all. But they're trying to stick their toe in. And realistically, if it was me, if Gail Benson say, "Hey, coach, tell me what you do. Whatever you tell me to do, that's what I'm gonna do." First thing I'd be like, "Hey, get rid of fire Mickey Loomis today." But had a close relationship with late husband, who was the owner, Tom Benson, Mickey Loomis, and Sean Payton and Drew Brees. Part of that trio that bought the Saints the only Super Bowl in New Orleans. So I think she's a certain degree of loyalty to the Mickey Loomis. But Mickey Loomis hasn't had like a real standout draft since he drafted Lattimore and Kamara and Ramczyk. And Kamara's in the twilight of his career. Ramczyk just retired at the start of the offseason. And Lattimore got traded to the Commanders, and he definitely in the twilight of his career also. So it's been a long time since Mickey Loomis has had a real good draft. So, they in no man's land, and that's a bad place to be in.
I am glad you said that about Mickey Loomis, Coach, because at first when you was talking, I thought that Mickey Loomis was going to catch hands on sight. I was scared for him.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. We know on my channel is like 95% Southern University, you know what I'm saying? But when I was trying to do a little Saints content, the Saints fans that really knew, that kept it real, they was in agreement with me. And you got a lot of these fans that follow certain franchises that don't know Jack-ish. When I say they don't know Jack-ish, they don't know nothing. So when I say, hey, you need to get rid of, Mickey Loomis and Derek Carr, like, why would we do that? I'm saying, you know what? F it. I'm just going to stick with Jaguar Nation because y'all don't know what the F y'all talking about. Y'all don't know nothing about the Saints, saying we should keep Carr and keep Loomis. And that's the reason why. And that's the thing about it. The same strategy he had when Drew Brees was in the twilight of his career, he's been having that same strategy every offseason since. And I'm like, dude, Drew Brees is gone. He's no longer in the building. You don't have a franchise quarterback. So why in the hell you trying to go all in every year to try to, be a great playoff team or win the Super Bowl? You don't have a franchise quarterback to try to win those Super Bowls. So what the hell are you trying to do? So I don't know. Maybe trying to sell the fans on, hey, I'm trying to do everything I could to have a winning team, but man, they need to get rid of Mickey Loomis. I know, just the kind of business we live in. We live in what have you done for me lately? Not what have you done for me? And I think Gail Benson and her whole brand trust, they still stuck in what have you done for me, not what have you done for me lately. And get Mickey Loomis' ass out of here. Point blank, bottom line, period.
They probably using that Jerry Jones strategy, Coach, where you sell just a little bit of hope, just to kind of keep them hooked.
Well, honestly, I think this how bad it is. The fact that you have no primetime televised games, that tells you everything you need to know. I think even the Cowgirls have more hope than the Saints. I will call them Kyle something else, but we on YouTube, so I mean, There would have been a different platform. I wouldn't say cowgirls. I would say cow B. You know what? You know.
Hmm.
I definitely hear you, man. But yeah, man. Mickey Loomis haven't struck a million on the draft picks lately, like you said. Um, yeah, Alvin Kamara was a hit, and Ramshack. That's about it, huh?
Boy,
I never
yeah. I
thought
mean,
of it like that.
you know how long that draft class has been, and
Yeah, it's
you know to
been
make
more than a couple of years. Yeah,
yeah, that's what 20, what 17, I think. But
yeah,
this the worst part of it all, though, bro. You know, the person who is on the far right, that particular. I'm not gonna lie. At the time, the Saints needed a defensive end to go opposite of Cam Jordan. They ended up drafting Marcus Davenport. That probably was the worst draft pick of his entire, uh, time and tenure as the GM of the Saints. Because guess what? If you'd have drafted Lamar Jackson instead of Marcus Davenport ended up being hurt more than anything. The couple seasons he was fully healthy, he was good. But dude, hey, you'd have struck gold. You move back up to the first round. You ended up getting a pick from the Packers. If you'd have got Lamar Jackson with that pick, whoo, man, hey, he'll be set for life. But nah, hey, that was too much like right. So instead of getting Lamar Jackson,
Man,
it's Davenport. So
Lamar Jackson with the Saints, where y'all actually have some receivers, that would be nasty.
well, no, I'm gonna be honest with you though. I think it worked out best for Lamar from the standpoint of, he was able to go in a situation where he could kind of ease his way into being the man and be the man right away. I'm not gonna lie. Drew Brees probably held on maybe like a season beyond his prime, uh, a season past his retirement point. But the good thing about Brees was, even as bad as he was at the end, he still was better than anything the Saints had after that. I really think at a certain point, I really felt like Teddy Bridgewater would have been a good guy had he been, had they gave him the reins, but they stuck with Breeze. And I really think had they really fully gave Jameis Winston the reins like they should have. And that was the thing about it, that I felt like Jameis Winston never got a fair shake, because they kind of first they gave Taysom Hill to go, which Taysom Hill ain't nothing but a gas player. And then after the Taysom Hill experiment failed, they pretty much went back to Jameis, but they never fully gave it to Jameis. And there are a lot of rumors out there, the fact that Dennis Allen didn't like him because he used to call too many audibles to change plays, and then you stuck with the I wouldn't even call it a red rifle, more like the red pellet gun. I'm like, dude, the fact that you had this dude starting over Winston, that tell you everything we need to know about him as a head coach. And that's why I'm glad he no longer in New Orleans either.
there it is. Coach, brutal honesty about his own franchise team. Well, his fan of his favorite beloved Saints, and that's what we do. Shout out the Grown with Soul. And I appreciate you, brother. I know you more of a boxing fan, but we appreciate you rocking with us, man. We're gonna talk about boxing in just a second after we go over
Man,
our
salute to
squads.
Quan Soul.
Going with Soul, man.
Man, we
Appreciate you,
looking
brother.
forward to seeing him at the meet and greet, family
Yes,
reunion.
sir.
Oh no, I take that back. He said he ain't gonna be to make it this time, but that's all right. We still rocking with you though, fam.
Yeah, so we appreciate the support. Now, let's go over to those Steelers. And again, Brent Fox, I know you did a great job breaking down your Pittsburgh Steelers. I must say, as a Baltimore Ravens fan, being brutally honest and even and somewhat optimistic. So, if you mind, kind of doing a brief recap of my show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I don't take for granted that you and JB are able to just kind of sit through this. I know I'm a Steelers fan and y'all on the other side. So props to both of y'all for being able to sit through this. Okay, here we go.
No
All
problem.
right. So we got so week one, we have the New York Jets. That's somewhat of a revenge game for Justin Fields. Even though I think that he'll probably be good for them, I don't think that it'll be good enough. We'll win that one. We got the Seattle home. I'm sorry, we got a home opener, which is a second game. The Seattle Seahawks. Um, I think we can win that one. It's probably going to be. Most of these games are going to be pretty low scoring. They're probably going to be like maybe 17 to 13 or 20 to 14 or something like that. So we may be able to eke out this Seattle Seahawks game. The New England Patriots is a third game. We haven't had a whole lot of luck with the New England Patriots, and I can't understand why. I still do have us winning that game, but I wouldn't be surprised if we lost it. Then we have an international game with the Minnesota Vikings, the fourth week. We're playing them in Dublin, Ireland. Now, on paper, we're not supposed to win this one. But I think because of intangibles and us going to Ireland, and this is a big deal for the owners because they have Irish heritage roots. I think that we may be able to eke that one out. Week 5 is a bye week for us. And then week 6, we got the Cleveland Browns. Since we're playing Cleveland at home, I think that we could also eke this one out. Now we got a short turnaround week, and we play the Cincinnati Bengals at Cincinnati on Thursday, which is, like really you got like 3 days of preparation maximum for that. I think we actually wind up losing this one. We then have the Green Bay Packers Sunday night. It's a primetime game at home. To be quite honest, if you look at it on paper, we probably should lose that game. But there may be a chance that because we were able to run the ball effectively against them the last time we wound up playing them at home, we may be able to do a little bit better playing them at home. Now, if this was in Green Bay, I'd straight up say it's a loss. But I think since we're playing them at home, that'll help us. Wouldn't be surprised if we lost, but I do count this as a win. Then after that, we have the Indianapolis Colts. That is also a home game. It's kind of been off and on with them. The last 2 times we wound up playing them, we played in Indianapolis and lost. I think them coming here probably makes a significant difference. So I think that we we should win that one. Now this week 10 in Los Angeles, I'm gonna go ahead and say we're probably not gonna win that one. I think that Omarion Hampton and Najee Harris are probably going to give us problems. I think Omarion.
Yeah, they gonna feast. They gonna feast.
Yeah, I think Omarion Hampton is probably going to give us more of a problem than Najee. I think that we're going to be able to key in on Najee, and then once they start putting Omarion Hampton in, who's a bit more explosive, he'll start giving us problems, and then they'll close the game out that way. And also, they got Justin Herbert, who's pretty much an all-world quarterback when he's not hurt. We also then have the Cincinnati Bengals. Now they're at home, so we may stand a better chance of winning. I think that we do win that game. After that, we have the Chicago Bears in Chicago. This is also another one of those toss-up games. To be quite honest with you, I know what I said on the show, thinking that we may be able to pull this one off. Well, I'm not so confident. I think that with Caleb Williams and his added weapons, and again, DeAndre Swift is a very good running back. He's just sorely underestimated. And I think that if you get guys off of the line of scrimmage, he could probably cause some problems. So that's kind of a 50-50, but I'll just go ahead and, for the sake of being realistic, say that we may not win that one. Buffalo Bills, I don't really have to go into that. Regardless of whether or not it's a home game, which it is, we ain't winning that one. Then we got to turn around and play y'all at y'all house.
Yeah, I'm sitting up for this one. Go ahead.
I think I think that we'll obviously put up. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do this with a straight face, y'all, and I can't. I think that we're probably going to put up a better effort, but I think that we still going to get beat up. Um, I don't think it's going to be as bad as a playoff game, but I do think that I do think that I do think that despite us trying to fight, um, it's probably going to be still a loss. Okay, but we got a feel better game after that. We got the Miami Dolphins on the Monday night game. And that's in December, like mid-December. So we should win that one. After that, though, we got the Detroit Lions. Yeah, no, we ain't winning that one. Then especially we playing at Detroit now. We got the Cleveland Browns at Cleveland. Um, Historically, as of late, we haven't done so well. I think the last time we actually swept the Browns was like 2017. Despite that, I think that we still win. Um, I think that it's gonna be ugly, but I think that knowing the Browns, they're probably gonna have control of the game most of the game. But I think because of that, they're gonna feel overconfident and mess up, and then that's when we're gonna take advantage of them. And then the last game is against the Baltimore Ravens at home. Um, I think by this point, unfortunately, y'all would have probably won the AFC North, and then you guys want to probably rest your starters. So we may be able to win, by default, basically just based off of that. Um,
I'll buy
so
that.
yeah, so I think that just kind of looking at it, we'll probably stick with that maybe 9-8, 10-7 type record. On the upside, it may be 11-6 by some miracle, but that's as good as it's gonna get. So I'm looking for like 9-8 more realistically, or 10-7.
Okay, okay. That's very, very honest. And salute Big Joe. He said salute to the family in the business meeting. Uh, we'll try to jump in a little bit. Man, focus on your business, man, because it's gonna be a
Man,
little
for real,
short.
man.
Um,
Congratulations to you being in
Yeah,
business,
yeah,
man.
handle your business
Congratulations,
for
because it's gonna
real,
be
for real.
yeah, for man. Keep grinding, man, and keep doing your thing, because this is a little show anyway, man. We just
Yeah,
giving our opinion on the or short show, I should say. We just giving our opinion on the schedules, man, about our squads.
No,
But
yeah.
that's how.
Yeah, Joe, you don't have to come up here and talk about how the Raiders gonna win 5 games this year.
Yeah, it's where your schedule at for your football team?
Now,
I'll admit, I'll admit later. All right.
before we get to them, my brother Brent Fox, do you think uh those 9 wins, 10 wins gonna be good enough for y'all to make the playoffs in the NFC?
No,
All right. At least
no.
that's honest. It is. That's honest.
and salute the Memphis Man and Hendo, head of the Road podcast. My fellow Baltimore Raven Flock Nation brother, man, y'all go ahead and support that brother. He doing good. He one of the best on YouTube. Him, Sip the Tally, everyone. Uh, Lunch Break Hot Take, Yolanda B. When she started doing content again, yeah, y'all support. Oh, hey Brent, worry about who gonna throw DK Metcalf the ball. I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. Uh,
I love you
that's
too, Joe. Oh,
all right. And last but not least, and y'all go ahead and those who, because we're just covering our teams, but whoever's catching the playback or if you're in the chat, go ahead and put what your team is and what you think your record is going to be. We definitely would love to hear it. But let's go ahead and go to the Baltimore Ravens. I thought I was on the schedule. My bad. All right, JB.
What's up?
When it stops loading. All right. We're gonna skip the freezing. All right, you see it on the screen. Let us hear how we gonna do this year, bro.
Um, I think we probably got the probably one of the hardest schedules in the
Yes, Lord.
NFL
Yes, Lord.
this year. They gave us that last year, so it don't matter. Um, but I think that Buffalo game is gonna be lit. Two MVPs. Well, it should have been. Well, I'll say because I don't still think Josh Allen deserved the MVP, but technically, two MVP going against each other. But I think we come out with a win.
Okay.
We always do well against Buffalo in the regular
Regular
season.
season.
It's just
Yeah.
the playoffs is when we start acting like we don't know how to play football. The Browns ass whooping.
Okay.
Scroll down. Detroit Lions is gonna be tough. Um, we play them in Baltimore.
Yep.
Yeah, we win that.
Okay. Kansas City, we play at Arrowhead at their place.
Kansas City. I would say Kansas City win, but I'm not convinced of Kansas City this year. I'm not. Um, and we say that every year, but I don't want to see what that old line looking at. But till then, I'll say we win that.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay. Revenge game, Houston, Texas.
Ass whooping.
Okay. LA Rams.
That's in Baltimore.
Yep. You think we dropped that game, Josh?
We
JB?
gonna drop that game. We're
Okay.
gonna lose that. I got a feeling we're gonna lose that game.
Okay.
I think little big brother, the big brother, is gonna have them boys ready to play.
Okay.
Um, we got to buy
N-
right.
No, that's the Chargers you think about. We talking about the Rams.
Oh no, yeah, we dropped that game against the Rams.
Yeah. Either way, either LA team we drop.
No, I thought it was the Chargers, but the Rams in LA, I believe the Rams is gonna be ready to play. They're gonna have a solid defense. They got
Jared
the
Verse.
boy, not just Jared Verse, but they have the receiving core. They got Cooper Cup and Devontae Adams, and Matthew Stafford is still a dog. So I won't be
Hey,
surprised. It's gonna be a good close
hey,
game. We lose.
I'm a interject. Cooper Cup is with Seattle now.
Oh, we're gonna beat their ass then.
They still got weapons like Kyron Williams, running back, but
Yeah, Kyrie
yeah,
Williams, dog. I mean, I'm gonna just say we're gonna win the game. What is that now? 6-5, 6-0, 5-0. What is that?
yeah, that
Okay.
is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we 6-0 right now.
Okay, we're going in the bye week.
Uh huh.
That Bears game
Scares
is
me.
gonna be tough. I think it's dependent on how Caleb Williams looked in his second year. If Chicago Bears done good and done well by
This point.
Caleb and getting him the pieces he need to win, that's
Hmm.
gonna be a scary football team. They're a offensive line. away from in a their defense was solid. It's just their O line was garbage last year, and they couldn't move the ball. So if their O line looks decent, Chicago is gonna upset some teams. But till then, since we playing them at home, uh, we're gonna go
7-0.
7-0.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins.
Dolphins. That we're going at Miami. Lamar always play good in Miami because that's his hometown. He from Miami. We gonna light the Dolphins up.
Eight,
Eight and
8-0.
zero.
Okay. Vikings.
We lose that game.
Okay. 8-1.
We playing in Minnesota. We gonna lose that game. I just got a feeling Vikings always plays us tough, even when they were sorry. Um, um, but then again, it's depending on how JJ McCarthy plays. I'm going based off of what Sam Darnold did and the you know the team that was around Sam Darnold when he was playing like he was actually a good quarterback. JJ McCarthy played good in the preseason. I'm not sure how he is in a regular season game. So that's gonna be
Okay.
it. But I still got us losing.
Okay. 8-1. Okay. Browns. Week 11.
At Cleveland,
Yeah.
we not losing back to back. We beat the Browns.
Okay. 9-1. Okay. Week 12.
The Jets
Mm-hmm.
at Baltimore,
Mm-hmm.
we win that.
Okay. 10-1. Bengals.
That's at Baltimore,
Yep.
we win that. 11 and
11.
1.
11-1. Steelers. Week
Ass whooping.
14.
He's going.
Okay. And then Bengals again.
We lose that one.
Mm. And what is that? What? 13-1? No, 13-2.
Yeah.
And New England.
That's gonna be a tough game, but we squeak by that one. I think New England's gonna be decent this year.
Okay. 14-2. Okay. Week 17. Green Bay.
At Green, we're not winning that one. We lose that one at Green Bay.
Okay. 14-3. And then Steelers.
Ass whooping. Until Pittsburgh get a quarterback that I respect on their team, because they're a quarterback away from being a solid football team.
So
Then
we 15-3.
they're not beating us.
Okay.
Right.
So we end up 15-3. Okay. I'll buy that. So the Baltimore Ravens go 15
Yeah,
and
Puka.
3.
I forgot they had Puka Nakua.
Yeah.
But I still, yeah. So Puka carves us up. So Puka be having good games against them. And then they got Devontae Adams. So I don't see us winning that game.
Okay. Okay. Any feedback, fellas?
I don't
All
think
right.
we're gonna get ass whooped. I think that we'll lose, but I don't think we're getting our ass whooped, JB.
I'm
I think
just saying,
it's this time.
bro, bro. Look, man. I think, and I could be wrong. Again, this is Mike Tomlin. Like I said, last couple of years. As long as Mike Tomlin is the head coach of y'all team, y'all gonna be competitive until around playoff time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Um, but I think the fact that y'all really needed a quarterback, um, I think y'all played yourself in the draft. I mean, I could be wrong. I think y'all trying to wait for Aaron Rodgers, and I don't think Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback y'all need. I think y'all need to go young.
Hmm.
Um,
I agree.
and then Tomlin been getting skating by, but 8-8,
Speaking of young,
9 and.
uh, speaking of
Mhm.
young, Jada 6 said JB that what if Will Howard beat us?
I mean, I won't be surprised they beat us with
Duck
they beat
Hodges.
us with a backup Duck Hodges one time. So I believe. So that's not. But I don't think this version of Baltimore Ravens. I think it's going to be hard to beat us
Yeah.
as long as we take care of the ball. This is all opinion though. So I mean, if he beat us, he beat us. But Will Howard has to prove that he can actually read defenses and fit in the Steelers um, offense, and
Yeah.
then be able to play in the AFC North.
Hmm. Also true.
So
Okay, definitely gonna be interesting, but the schedules are out, and definitely gonna be interesting to see how everything unfolds. And yes, JB, Baltimore Ravens definitely, in my opinion, we have the hardest schedule in the NFL. In our opinion, uh, but we should be able to still
m- m-
overcome.
my worry is us being beaten up around playoff time.
That's true.
You know, that's my only worry. That's why I don't like this schedule. Um, and then because teams like the Patriots and hell, and in some years the Chiefs be having them, and some years the Cowboys as well be having them weak ass divisions and them sorry ass teams in there. They can automatically get 4, 6 automatic wins because their conference so weak. So
Yeah.
we don't get that. We don't get that. Like I said, Pittsburgh is gonna still play as hard. Cleveland, no matter how sorry or terrible they are every year, they gonna still play as hard. Hell, James Winston beat us last year. You know what I'm saying? Cincinnati, and you know, Jamar Chase is gonna still do what he does on us. So we don't get that luxury of
Hey,
being in a sorry division.
JB going with Sosa. I'm trying to figure out how y'all be more fans and not Saints fans. I think he believes we from New Orleans.
No, I'm the only
No,
one who be down on the panel. They from North Carolina and they live in Texas. Everybody else on the panel in Texas. I'm the only one in Louisiana.
if people don't just for everybody to understand why we Ravens fans, my dad used to coach football, and our first team that we was coached was the Ravens, and and uh, cause how you say that, and it's like a magical year. The same year around 2000, we went undefeated. My dad coached the undefeated football team. We won the championship. That's when the Baltimore Ravens won the Super Bowl. So we've been Ravens fans ever since. You know what I'm saying? So we love the Panthers. We're Tar Heel fans till we die, but we just Baltimore has been our team ever since 2000.
Yeah.
And the address autism boy, the only way the Saints win the NFC South is if they shoot every other team in the division. You know? Ain't no way in hell.
The Boy Scout, huh?
Woo, not the last
The
Boy
last
Scout.
Boy Scout.
Nah, it ain't gonna happen.
What up, J Bar? He said, salute family chat. We got a Colts fan in the building. Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah,
man, I think it's gonna be an interesting year, man. For us, man, it's just gonna be an interesting year. I can't wait just not just NFL but college, man. I want to see, you know, what not just like our team do, Jared, but what our Tar Heels do with Bill Belichick. We're gonna
Yeah,
see if Bill Belichick just collecting the check. You know what I'm saying? He actually trying to,
yeah,
turn the
win some
program around.
games because everybody was in a rush of booting Mac Brown out the door. Like Mac Brown ain't winning. Okay, we'll see. Me and Brent and Joe was trying to tell everybody you just can't get rid of coaches unless you know for sure that's your coach. Because just because you bring in a different coach doesn't mean you're gonna have the same results. So,
yeah. And not
uh,
only that, because he was uh, a Super Bowl winning NFL coach, that don't mean he's gonna be a good college coach. I mean, those
exactly.
Say
those
it
two
again.
things those two things don't always translate.
Mm-hmm.
So I just can't wait for us to have some college Southern Ballin shows again. That's coming up. College is quiet right now. Everybody jockeying for position. The portal. Players moving in and out the portal and stuff. So ain't really nothing to talk about in sports, of course. But you know, uh, y'all coach be cooking on that Southern football information and news. So y'all make sure y'all
Yes,
go subscribe for Coach 67
Oh,
Sports TV show.
you already know. Hopefully, at the end of the year, we holding that celebration bowl trophy up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, definitely, man,
That
y'all. I was
that's a
impressed with this.
fact.
Go ahead.
Autism boy, Lamar Jackson is better than Dak Prescott. That's a fact.
Oh hell, that
That's
ain't
not.
that ain't even debatable to keep it a brick. I mean, that's easy money. That autism boy, much better. Hell, I'm not even gonna lie. Sir. I mean, if he wouldn't be getting paid so much money, hell, Dak Prescott might not even be starting him. But I mean, that's another story for another day, though.
But y'all, let's switch gears, man. Let's go into boxing a little bit. We got our favorite American heavyweight, Deontay Wilder, returning to the ring June 27th. He's fighting journeyman Tyrell Anthony Herndon. He's 24-5. Uh, so what do y'all think? Are you excited to see Champ coming back in the ring? Starting with you, Brent Fox.
Yeah, I'm absolutely excited. There are different reasons. June 27th is around my birthday, which is June 30th. So it'd be a great pre-birthday present to see Wilder have a successful return to the ring. I also, would kind of enjoy watching him get his confidence back and do what he needs to do in the ring. Hopefully, it is a very, very successful, meaning it'll probably be a very short outing. Well, yeah, I'm excited to see him back. I think that I think that he's probably been working on some things like defensively, and I think that people really underestimate his ability to jab and what he can actually do off of that jab. So I'm hoping to see some of that too. He's always had pretty good footwork, um, especially for like a heavyweight. So I'd like to see a little bit of that on display for as long as the fight lasts, of course. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to see Deontay Wilder return to the ring.
And let me throw this at you, and Coach. When I get to you and JB, when I get to you, you can answer this as well. There's a lot of people saying, and you probably heard it that Deontay need to get rid of Malik Scott. They feel like he's not a good fit for him, and which um everybody has their opinion, but what you think, Brent?
Okay, now as far as that actually goes, um, yes, while it is true that Malik Scott does have a losing record with Deontay Wilder, Um, I just think that if, from what I've seen with Coach Scott, he has actually been helping Deontay as far as some aspects of his skills and his fight game. Um, Deontay is you can kind of see it in the slightest. The the jabs have actually come out a lot more crisper. His footwork, even though it was good, is just a twinge better. He's better on defense, definitely, because he's making sure that he keeps his hands up. He's also making sure that he's offline as far as punches coming back for the most part. He's just not kind of standing there waiting to see what else happens. Those little things can kind of add up and create a big difference. So as far as like a fundamental standpoint, I think that Coach Scott is actually doing a decent job. But on the other hand, I do understand because of the losing record, people saying that. But I think that if Deontay is comfortable with Coach Scott, then he sticks with Coach Scott.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Uh, JB, what is your opinion on the comeback fight for Deontay, and is Malik Scott a good fit?
Hey man, I've been wanting this for champ ever since the third Fury fight, or no hell, the second Fury fight, man. I'm lying. The first Fury fight, get you some, beat up some bums. You know what I'm saying? And you know, uh, like everybody else doing it. So, but I'm like excited to see the champ back, getting confidence back, like Brent said, and you know, hopefully everything goes well. He's healthy. You don't have no injuries. Everything going according to plan, and of course a successful victory. Um, but as far as Malik Scott, I think we all know why. Just if you listen to Deontay Wilder's interviews on the internet with 78 Sports TV and other boxing channels. Some of them are not LDBC related. He was going through mental issues. I'm not going into that. You know, and he's just trying to get his confidence back. His trust back and his focus back. So we'll see. So I can't wait. Uh, um, and I think if you don't have focus, and your confidence and everything around you is a distraction, then I don't care who your trainer is, it's gonna be hard for you.
Good
Everybody,
point.
everybody was, accept the excuses for like Teofimo when he got his ass whooped by Cambosos, and he was saying that he was having mental issues and stuff like that, and you know. Uh, Hell, Ryan Garcia got his ass whooped by Rolly, and he making all type of excuses. And but in actuality, you know what I'm saying? When people really, like people like Champ are going through stuff like that, people like to pick and choose who to put that jacket on. So, but I'm just expecting Champ to come back and take care of business.
Okay, okay. Coach, I'm going to you. What's your opinion on the comeback back fight for our beloved American champ, Deontay Wilder? And what did you think about people doubting the trainer Malik Scott?
Well, first and foremost, if you'd have told me we was gonna talk about champ, instead of me having the avatar I have, I would have had the picture of he and I that we took, this past year at the family reunion. So if you'd have told me we was gonna talk about it, I'd have had the picture with him. That's first of all. Second of all, for those individuals that follow my channel, he is definitely my favorite fighter. Followed right by Devin the Dream Meany. And I'm looking forward to seeing Champ get back in the ring. And JB brings up an excellent point. We talked about it here on this show about a year ago. I think the only thing I'm gonna disagree with him on is the time frame. I think after that third fight with Fury, I think at that point it was time for him to go on a bit of a bum bash. But Champ is, he's such a dog in terms of his mindset and his mentality in terms of fighting the best possible competition he could fight. Like, look, man, come on, man. I mean, somebody like Anthony Joshua, man, and he done went on a couple bum bashes, you know what I'm saying? In terms of, hey, fighting lower tier competition, you know, several fights. So I think he really needs this win to boost his confidence. I'm looking forward to him getting a savage knockout and him getting back to what he was in terms of the whole Malik Scott question. You got to realize, when Mark Breland was his trainer, people were saying that he should have gotten rid of Mark Breland as a trainer at that time. So, in my personal opinion, I really think no matter who's his trainer, they're going to think he should give it to that person. In addition to that, I think the reason why he has a losing record with Malik Scott is not necessarily anything Malik Scott is doing wrong from a training perspective. I think the fact that he's been experiencing pain for a long time, I think that was the reason why I didn't know this personally until, he said that on our brother channel, General 70 Sports TV, go check him out. But until he said that, I didn't know he had like all these physical issues and all this pain. But I was saying back then, after that last fight with Fury, I felt like he should have went on the bum badge, truthfully speaking, And, I think this getting this good knockout win will be a good step in the right direction. I think he should take a couple light touches. Then maybe he could fight somebody like I don't know, maybe like a Francis Ngannou. Then, go get a Joe Joyce. And then you can kind of work your way back with the, try to get it back in blood with a Big Bang Zhang, and then maybe a Joe Parker, and then maybe you get back to undisputed, because I still want him to be undisputed heavyweight champion. I think that's probably the thing I want more than anything in the sport of boxing is for Deontay Wilder to be the undisputed heavyweight champion, and then after that, I'll probably say for Devin Haney to become undisputed again. That's probably two things I want the most in the sport of boxing.
Okay, I agree with you, man. And yeah, he does have interviews on YouTube talking about how he been experiencing pain, man, like in his right hand and his shoulders, and he finally got that surgically repaired or done. So he said he's ready and excited. So we definitely gonna see.
And let me add one more thing, bro. The fact that you brought that up, you know, the general did an excellent interview, but they got people that was in his comment section and just all across social media talking about, yeah, bum squad, and he making excuses for why he lost. First of all, Scrubs, I don't care what nobody see. He clearly got cheated in all three of those Tyson Fury fights. That's first and foremost. Like, somebody came to my channel, was like, hey, you serious think he got cheated? No, I don't think. I know he got cheated. That's first and foremost. And second of all, I felt like he should have went on like a long bum bash. And the thing about it is, every time he fought top level competition, they never gave him credit. Like, Anthony Joshua didn't want any smoke with Champ, and not only that, with King Kong Ortiz. But guess what? Hey, Wilder was like, hey, he wanted all the smoke with Luis Ortiz. So these type of things that I never felt like Wilder actually got his credit. I mean, he got his credit from us in the LDBC, but like the mainstream boxing media, we could see the double standard with the Telefemale Lopez and the scumbag piece of trash Ryan Garcia. You could see the difference between the way they treat Devin Haney and the way they treat these two racist pieces of trash that have mental health issues. So at the end of the day, like, it's a double standard in the sport of boxing. And like my brother Jared 11 Green say all the time, if Deontay Wilder was I don't know, like Bobby Boyd from the exact same state, man, he would be so beloved, you know.
Hmm.
And Brian was so you bring up an excellent point. Uh, hopefully EJ healthy because the word on the curb is uh that supposedly him and Keith Thurman supposed to be getting it on, and I'm like, dude, that's a instead of taking a light touch, he trying to jump in the deep end again. I think EJ he healthy. I think he need to take a light touch. Me personally,
Me too. Me
few
too.
light touches.
And I definitely agree, especially with EJ or Errol Spence, man. He definitely need to take a um light touch, man, and then go after the the main talent in that weight class. Same thing with Deontay, because the heavyweight division is uh is flooded with talent. So after this fight, I will fight somebody like a David Allen, and then go after the 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 big
Francis Ngannou,
babies and the
Joe
Francis
Joy,
Ngannou, Joe Joyce,
yeah,
and the Big Bang Zangs. That's what I would do if he wants to do that, because it's all up to him.
yeah, big time. I mean, whatever he doing, we rocking with him regardless.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And as you don't notice, we Deontay Wilder fans on here on this platform, and you know why? We from America. We ain't from England or uh, Russia or Ukraine. We from America. We supporting our American brother, win or
But we
lose.
black first though. That's the main reason why. For all those haters that got something to say. We
Yes,
black
Yeah,
sir.
first.
absolutely. We're unapologetically black over here, black American, just to be more specific. All right. We take pride in who we are. We have a very rich history. All right. And we're the most resilient people on the face of this planet.
Yes, sir. And my brother Big Red, host of Big Boy Tell. He said, "What's up, everybody? What's up, man?" Yep. Alphax Wilder, the true heavyweight champ. Yes, sir. People talking about getting out of getting use the term getting it out of the mud. This brother did it for real.
Yeah, it's a
But
shame that everybody's making a movie about him.
no, because the media had they made fun about his costume. They lied, said that he said the reason why he lost because his costume was too big. Deontay Wilder confirmed in many interviews he never said that. Somebody
Yeah,
overheard him say, "Hey man," because something he was feeling funny. So he said, "Man, even this costume feels
Felt healthy,
weird
yeah.
on me, heavy on me." But he didn't direct that to the media, because the what they was trying to convey, how they was trying to convey it, he told the media after the fight that the reason why he lost that second fight to Fury is because the costume. But
yeah,
because
Yeah, he
that
was
was
saying
Kevin
how his waves was weak. His
to it.
waves was weak. Yeah.
What you were saying, Brent Fox?
That was Kevin Iole. Kevin Iole took that information and exploited it and put it out there, twisting up the language.
Yeah,
that's what
because
that's what
what
they
he
do,
meant,
man.
he was describing how weak his legs were. Um, so yeah, and Kevin and I only just looked like somebody that do that. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but why didn't they have the same energy for Ryan Garcia when he got beat up by Rolly? Man, Rolly is a C
I'm,
class
I'm
level
be
at
I'm
best.
be frank. I'm be frank. You know this, and I'm just gonna say it because Ryan Garcia ain't a dark skinned nigga from Alabama. That's why.
Yeah.
True. Uh, the official term is he's probably more quote unquote media friendly, whatever that means.
Be careful who
Yep.
you pick and choose as your hero. With whoever you stand with as your hero and place as your hero, and they turn out to be scumbags, that says a lot about yourself. That's why you shouldn't worship no man. And I don't worship no one but God. But I admire and I respect Deontay Wilder. Don't worship him, but I respect him as my brother. All he's accomplished.
Man, I wish y'all could have seen him in person, brother. It was quite the experience. Like
I know,
he
man. It killed me. We
had
missed
good
it,
energy.
man.
He had good energy, man. He really had good energy.
Yeah, man. And just to move the show along, cause like I said we ain't gonna be here for long, man. What y'all think about that? And this card is on me and JB's birthday, actually, July 12th. Uh,
Oh,
Shakur Stevenson versus William Cepeda card. It has Edgar Berlanga versus Hamza Sharice super middleweight fight. It's a unification, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Or did Edgar Berlanga lose that belt to Canelo?
I think he lost it to Canelo.
Okay, so it's not unified. So yeah, so Edgar Berlanga is going after Hamza Shiraz belt at super middleweight, and then Alberto Puello is defending his belt against Sabril Matias. And then we got David Morrell, who just had just came from an action packed fight against David Benavidez
Yeah, yeah.
versus Imam Katiev. What y'all think about the card?
I think that excuse me. I think that's a good card for like people that like ourselves are into boxing and know these particular up and coming fighters. For a casual fan, they probably not going to think much of it, but I think it's actually a pretty good, solid card. I do, I am kind of curious about the Subriel Matias fight. Subriel, I'm sorry, Matias fight. I just want to kind of see how he. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Raggedy, raggedy.
I just want to kind of. I'm curious to see what he actually does. So, and then that Berlanga Hamza fight. I think Berlanga's probably gonna take a L on that one. I don't see Turkey's son. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I don't see I don't see I don't see him losing. Excuse me, on not on Turkey's card.
Let me tell you something, man. Edgar Berlanga, he gets reckless, but that boy can punch. He's not scared. So I'm actually I'm actually gearing going toward Edgar Berlanga.
Mm.
To be honest with you, because I've seen Hazem Shiraz being hurt multiple times from his. Even though he won the fight, um, he beat Austin Williams, TKO'd him, but he got hurt bad. What in the second or third round?
Yeah.
Second round.
Ammo Williams, and then his last fight is very controversial because a lot of people had him losing that fight.
He lost.
Yeah, but
And then
like you said, Turkey Son.
he's a southpaw too, I think. So he might be. Yeah, you to your point. He might be right in line for a right hand from Berlanga. That could be dangerous. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's going. I'm not. William Cepeda. It definitely may be competitive, but if I got Shakur Stevenson dancing all over William Cepeda.
Yeah, I think I think Shakur will probably win that one 8-4. Zepeda is a good fighter. Don't get me wrong,
Very
but
good fighter. Yeah.
I just don't think that. I just don't think that he's gonna be able to keep up with Shakur. Like not in the slightest. I'm being very charitable giving those 4 rounds to him, but yeah, I just think that Shakur is, as far as class goes, it's gonna be too much.
Okay. Okay. What about the David Morrell versus the undefeated 10-0 Russian Imam Katiev? Oh, Australian, excuse me.
That
No, no,
that
no.
might,
He's from Russia. He's from Russia. But he resides in Australia. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on him. But that could be the surprise fight of the night. I think that guy might actually put up because he doesn't know how to lose yet. So that guy might actually try to go in there with the intentions of winning, and then Morrell knows that he's trying to come back from a very close and competitive loss. So I think that might actually kind of steal the show.
Okay. I think David Morrell gets him out of there within 7 rounds, in my opinion. And Albert Puello, he's known to be a great boxer, um, Cuban style. Um, but he I ain't gonna lie, he and Antoine Russell lost to him because Antoine was definitely trying to get him out of there, but Puello was hitting him with a whole bunch of counter shots. Uh, so his boxing is A1. Um, so Brent, how you think he does against Subriel Mateus?
Again, I think that'll probably. I'm gonna have to still research him a little bit better, but
And he's
again,
Dominican, not Cuban. Excuse me.
oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. I think that it'll probably be a competitive fight. I don't really see it being that one sided. I think that it might be pretty competitive.
Yeah, I definitely with his boxing. And he's Dominican, not Cuban. My apologies, but he know Puello knows how to slip punches and set you up for the cattle punch. So and Sabria Matez, he's a uh, boxer puncher and he's looking for the KO. So it's gonna be entertaining. It's gonna definitely
What
gonna be entertaining. We got Big Joe just in time. What's going on, brother?
What's going on with y'all? What's good with the family on this Sunday? What's going on?
Man, salute to you, Big Joe, doing big things on a Sunday. Business meetings. Congratulations to you,
Hey,
man.
yeah, I'll let y'all know I'm working on something. I'll let y'all know about it probably in the next several weeks. So y'all be the first to know.
All right, sound good, man.
Yeah,
Man,
congratulations
man.
for the time, bro. Seriously. I'm very proud of you.
Man, hey, don't be proud of me yet. Everything ain't done yet, but yeah, well, I'll let you know for sure.
But we still gonna put that good energy up in the air, man. You know.
I'm
Fact.
proud of you for being you, fool.
Damn, why I got to be all that, brother? Good lord! Just because you ain't got no quarterback, I ain't gotta be no fool now. Come on now, seem
There
like
you
your
go.
organization is the fool. Y'all drafted Will Howard. You got the racial slur Mason Rudolph as your quarterback, but I'm the fool. Yeah, all right. Okay. Good.
Oh Lord. I'm
All
sorry,
right.
big bro. Let me get back in pocket.
Okay. All right. What's going on with
J-
y'all? What's cracking? What's going on? What we talking about?
Nothing, man. Hey, man. We want to hear how many games you think the Raiders are gonna win this year.
The
I know
Raiders?
you ain't
Oh
technically ain't
man.
got no team, but since we talking about uh uh so me and Jared think our team is gonna win like 14, 15 games this year. Uh
Mm.
Coach 67 said New Orleans is gonna be uh
Win five or
booty this year.
six.
They're gonna win about 5 games, 5 or 6. And Brent said, how many games, Brent?
He said
Oh,
eight. They're gonna
you
be eight
doing
and
9
nine.
or 10 and
Eight
7.
or
Ain't
nine.
no 8 and 9. Boy, stop. Who throwing the ball? 8 and 9. Stop it.
I said 9 and 8 or 10 and 7.
Nah,
Oh, okay.
man. Who throwing the ball?
Probably Mason Rudolph the first half of the season,
Ain't
and
no
probably
10 game.
Will the
Stop it.
second half.
What you think? If you think DK Metcalf act a fool in Seattle, wait till you get down there, and he got Mason Rudolph as a cornerback. At least he had Geno Smith.
Damn.
Look, the
It,
papers have already been signed, Joe.
signing bonus went through and everything. But
Oh snap!
I think, well, you know, as far as the Raiders go, the traders, they got Geno Smith as their quarterback, which is good, but they don't have no good wide receiver talent. Yes, they just drafted, the running back from Boise, Genty. He's a phenomenal talent, but I don't know how much of an impact he's gonna be, as a rookie. Normally, rookie running backs take a little time. Everybody can't be Adrian Peterson. You dig what I'm saying? So,
Yes, sir.
and I don't like how they let go of Antonio Pierce. I thought he was a phenomenal, coach, and all the players went behind him. So I know Tom Brady is probably the part owner and everything. That don't mean that they're gonna win. I think I'll be shocked if they got more than 7 or 8 games this year. I'll be shocked. The O line's okay. Genty's a rookie. Geno Smith got paid, but who is he throwing the ball to? I know Ruggs is supposed to be getting out of jail, I think. So either this year or next year. So he looking to sign back. Raiders love, re-signing certain players and stuff like that. Especially if you got speed, the Raiders gonna sign you. You know what I mean? Of course, Crosby's a Raider for life. You know what I mean? So Crosby, he gonna cause havoc, but I don't see them as a team making the playoffs. They're still gonna be in the rebuilding process. So I don't see them winning no more than 7 to 8 games this year.
Okay, okay. I can buy that. Definitely can buy that. And we were also talking about Big Joe about the return to Deontay Wilder. He's fighting on June 27th in Wichita, Kansas. So, what you think about that fight? And in addition to that, there's a lot of people basically wanting Malik Scott to be removed as Deontay Wilder's manager. So, what's your opinion on that in the fight?
Manager or trainer?
Oh, excuse me, training. My apologies. The trainer.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, this is a big fight for Wilder. Even though this is a guy that he should be, we're this is gonna be to see what Wilder has left. Everybody was wondering what Wilder had left after he lost to Fury. In the third fight, he fought. He fought Robert Helenius and sparked him early. Everybody was like, "Oh snap, Wilder's back." You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna lie to you. I got some concerns. The Wilder that was barking out Bomb Squad, the Wilder that was saying, to this day, the Wilder that had that fire and had that venom and had that violence in him. I don't see it right now. I see a very happy, humble, God fearing Wilder. I don't see the killer right now. There's nothing wrong with it. Wilder deserves to live his life and deserves to have his flowers. But I need that killer. I need that killer to be able to know, like, okay, Wilder's back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I don't know if Wilder is back. I'm not sure yet. His last several fights, I ain't like it.
Yeah.
Especially with Joseph Parker, I ain't like it. Then of course he spun around and got dropped by Zilly Zhang. You dig what I'm saying? He got Zilly Zhang saying Asian power and all that kind of stuff. I ain't like it. So um, this fight gonna let me know where Wilder's at. I don't know if I don't know if he's violent enough for me. You know what I mean? I'm just not seeing it, especially how he's talking. Some things that he's posting, I'm just not seeing it. Dig what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
know, I want him to be happy. I want him to live his life. He worked hard. He went through a lot to accumulate, the empire that he has. But at some point, all kings get slaughtered at some point. And
Yeah.
and I think Wilder's at the point to where, um, he's just retire and live his life because he doesn't have that same anger as a kid who jumped off the beer truck to take care of his daughter. I just don't see it. You dig what I'm saying? So, and I like his new home gym. It looks nice, but is Wilder a fighter or is he a club promoter? Could look more like a club to me. You know what I mean? Instead of like, a place where you're gonna go in there and get that dog work in. You dig what I'm saying? So shout out to Wilder. Wilder, I'm a Wilder fan forever,
Yes, Lord.
but I don't see the killer. I just don't see it as of now. Again, this is gonna be a big fight to prove everybody wrong. I hope he proved me wrong. I hope he go in there, like I said, he pain free. He go in there and he do the thing. You know what I mean? But that's at least what I want to see. That's why it's gonna be a big fight for Wilder. If Wilder can beat somebody who he's supposed to beat, then he can rematch the Zilly Zangs, the Joe Parkers, or hell, he can if Du Bois beat Usyk, maybe he can fight Usyk for the belt. Who knows? Maybe he might finally get the AJ fight. But this fight gonna let me know where he at mentally and physically. You know what I mean? It's he didn't throw the right hand because he was hurt. Now we're gonna see if he gonna throw the right hand. You know what I mean? If he see the opening, you dig what I'm saying? So, but as far as Malik Scott goes, um, um, it's I like Malik Scott because what I mean he's a brother to Wilder. You know what I mean? He's a brother. He looks out for Wilder, looks out for his best interests. You dig what I'm saying? But what I mean, at the end of the day, this is business. At the end of the day, I'm not seeing the results that I want to see with him as his trainer. I know when he had oh boy, everybody was saying to fire him.
Mark
Wilder
Breland.
only knows the one. Yeah, Mark Breland. Yeah, justice for Mark Breland.
Mm,
So he only threw the 1-2, but that was a violent 1-2, and that was
mm.
getting it done. You know what I mean? So you know, I'm just not seeing the results right now for whatever reason. If it's on Malik Scott, I don't know. Is it the ayahuasca and Wilder going through all these things? Is it the injuries? Is it a combination? Who knows? But the tandem right now, I'm just not seeing it. Normally, when you get a new coach, about your second, third fight, y'all should be a unit. Y'all should have everything you worked on should have been great. Wilder's way past 3 fights, and I'm just not seeing it. I'm not saying he need to get rid of Malik Scott. I'm not saying that's not the man who he needs to be with as far as his trainer. But as of right now, if we're looking at statistics, it's just not working. You know what I mean? So I don't know who would be a good fit for Wilder. Um, I would say Emmanuel Stewart, but the OG is gone. I mean, I don't know who'd be a good heavyweight coach. I definitely not gonna say um, what's his name? The brother Brian Garcia's trainer. I'm not gonna say him.
Derek
Mm-hmm.
So Derek James, yeah. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not gonna say he should fire him. I'm just saying as of right now, statistically, it's just not working.
Okay. That's what we want. The truth, man. We stomp down Wilder fans, but we want to see him exceed, but we gonna still talk about the truth on here, man. So yeah. Is there any feedback, fellas?
No, sir.
Okay. And one more other thing, Big Joe, and we're gonna get out of here. You called us right in time. What do you think about the Shakira Stevenson versus the William Cepeda card or fight?
Just that fight or the card in general.
Well, actually both, because you have that card is stacked, bro. You have uh, you have Alberto Puello, the dude that beat Antoine Russell, basically outboxed him versus Subriel Matias.
And then you got the Berlanga fight versus
And the,
Shiraz. That's the main
Shiraz.
event. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think that's a good card for sure. I'm more interested in Berlanga. Shakur, Shakur should definitely spark Zepeda. You know, he definitely should. He definitely should dog him out for sure. Everybody's saying that. He definitely sure Shakur got the talent. He looked good his last fight, even though it was against, Padley. Everybody kept saying he's an electioneer, he's an electrician, but Shakur did his job and he sparked him and got him out of there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's what you're supposed to do when you find somebody who's not supposed to be, on your level. So a phenomenal fight as a coach on this event. You know what I mean? In New York, you know what I mean? In another historic venue, he should be working his to get a review. I mean, getting the headlining up pay per view. You dig what I'm saying? So a lot of folks feel some kind of way about Berlanga headlining. You dig what I'm saying? But Berlanga is from New York. He did fight Canelo, so he's been on that stage before to a degree. And then Shiraz, what I mean, that's Big Turkey's. Some say that's Big Turkey's son. You dig what I'm saying? So Big Turk trying to put him in there. You know what I mean, to get him a win or to make him, to catapult his career. So to me, that's a 50-50 fight. Shiraz ain't no hoe. But he's not elite. And Berlanga, he can fight, but he's not no real champion. He's not elite either. To me, I think Berlanga's a front runner. You know what I mean? So, he doing, all that talking he was doing against Shiraz in the press conference, he didn't do none of that against Canelo. I ain't see no squeezing, I ain't see no air guns and none of that gully New York talk against Canelo at all. I ain't hear none of that. I heard meek humbleness, happy to be here. This is my destiny. I'm here to do what I do. Now you're going against Shiraz. Now you the stone cold killer. You know what I mean? So now you feel like you're really in terror squad now because you're doing that talking. You know what I mean? To me, it's a lot more like Tekashi 6ix9ine, really. You dig what I'm
Oh
saying?
snap!
So,
Fact.
hey, sound like a front run. Hey, Tekashi 6ix9ine from New York. He talk all that gully killer stuff. The next thing you know, he was talking to the feds. You know what I mean? So to me, I think Berlanga's a front runner. But this would be a chance for him to prove a lot of folks wrong. If he knock out Shiraz and do his thing, hey, he'd be at where he need to be. But this act that he was doing against Shiraz, he didn't do none of that against Canelo. A lot of folks got on Shakur for not keeping the same energy when he fought Jamel Herring, when he was messing with him, knocking over his food, being disrespectful. He didn't do none of that when he fought Oscar Valdez. So if we were gonna fry Shakur, I'm gonna fry Berlanga for doing the same thing. If you're gonna keep the same energy, do it with everybody. So it's gonna be a good card. It should be good fights, but I'm more interested in the Berlanga Shiraz fight. So yeah, then as far
Me
as
too.
Subriel, he's on, I don't know why he dyed his hair blonde, but
Rackety, dickety,
I ain't gonna say nothing.
rackety, deckety.
Rackety. So yeah, I don't know much about his opponents. I'm going to look it up and see and whatnot. But Raggedy was doing a whole lot of talking. Then he went on a couple losing streak. Hell, I think he even lost in Puerto Rico. You dig what I'm saying? So he needs some wins to get himself back going too. But there's gonna be some great fights. Is it pay-per-view worthy? Hey, I don't know all that, but Big Turk do be charging the player prices $40-$50. I'm just saying, if it's a player price, a player might buy it. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, overall, it's a great card. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Belanga, if he really that gangster, or if he Tekashi 6ix9ine, we gonna see.
And also, one more other fight. David Morrell just got it, out of a battle from against David Benavidez. He's fighting the undefeated Russian named Imam Katiev. What's your opinion on that fight?
I don't know much about the Russian cat, but I know Russians. You always got to worry about the juice. I mean, they
Right.
know. I mean, they known for juice. And hell, they didn't even go to the Olympics. They do so much juice. Imagine you can't even go to the Olympics because you juice so much. So Russians are always hard nosed fighters. They come straight ahead or whatnot. Again, this we haven't seen Morrell, I think, since he fought David Benavidez. So this will be his comeback fight. He fought really good against Benavidez. He got a lot of stripes from a lot of people.
Yeah.
We all know that he's
Hell,
young.
he
We all
hurt
know that
David
he's young.
Benavidez.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, he got great footwork. He got power. You know what I mean? He definitely going to be a champion one day. So, this is bounce back fight, and I expect him to dog him out. You know what I mean? So we'll see. A lot of times the measure of a fighter is to see what he does after a loss. Everybody can win and do good or whatnot, what you gonna do after that loss? Are you gonna work on your craft? Are you gonna redevelop yourself? Are you gonna refone in? Are you gonna hone in and focus? You dig what I'm saying? So especially after a big payday like that, some folks, they go crazy, splurge, buy Lambos and buy houses. Next thing you know, they stop training. You know what I mean? So we gonna see. I expect Morel, to dog this rushing out, but you know, we gonna see.
You definitely gonna see, man. And that card is on my birthday, Big Joe, July 12th. Me and JB's birthday.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, okay. Hey, well, we'll talk about that behind the scenes. You know what I mean? I might send y'all to, to the ladies gentlemen club. You dance on your boy. You know what I mean? So it,
Yeah, I don't, definitely wouldn't mind that, but we gonna wrap it up, man. It was a fun little quick show. Yeah, all my brothers on the panel, man. Uh, Brent Fox, let everybody know where they can meet you and see you, man.
All right, I am on YouTube on Thursdays. It's just me, hosted by Brent Fox.
All right, and Mr. Southern himself, Coach 67 Sports TV. Let everybody know where they can meet you and see you.
Man, you can catch me at Coach 67 Sports TV on all social media platforms. However, I am primarily here on YouTube. I try to do some content every day if my schedule allows me. Uh, Summer getting ready to school year gonna end this coming Friday. So just like this other legendary cat from the Bay, uh, just like he would say, I'm all gas, no brakes with it, yada yada mean. That's how I'm trying to, I'm trying to take it up. I'm trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark by July. If y'all have not done so already, come over to the channel, subscribe. I'll catch y'all then. Hey, everybody have a blessed, phenomenal evening, blessed, phenomenal work week, peace and blessings. And for all my members of the Jaguar Nations, go Jags!
Yes, sir. And the brother LDBC Business, Big Joseph Townsend, man. Let everybody know where they can meet you and see you, and a manly tip.
yes, sir. You can catch me on all LDBC platforms, showing love to brothers and sisters of the mighty. You feel me? And you might see your boy, not me personally, but you might see my product on the shelves real soon. You dig what I'm saying? I'll let everybody know. Well, it's already on the shelves. I just might be investing in. Anyway, um,
Okay,
tip
okay,
of
okay.
the tip of the day: dress to your size.
Mm.
It's very important for men to start dressing to how your body is built. Me, I'm 6'4", 300 plus pounds. I would look crazy trying to dress like Plies, trying to dress like, like Moneybag Yo or whatnot. I look crazy trying to buy a Louis Vuitton shirt and it look really tight, or a Versace shirt. So don't try to squeeze into nothing. It doesn't matter the name brand or whatnot. It matters how the aesthetics look on you. You can get you a nice $80 polo, some nice shorts, some nice Kohan shoes. You know what I mean? And you look fine. When you're trying to be something that you're not, trying to dress like somebody else, that's when you're running into problems. Dress for your size. If you buy a suit, get a tailor.
Mm.
If you're buying pants, make sure they're not so tight to where you can see your ball print and all that kind of stuff. Don't wear a shirt so tight to where it look like you got titties and stuff. Dress for your size. That's highly important. I see too many brothers trying to dress like somebody else. Again, I'm a big guy. I know I can't shop at the Louis Vuitton store. I can't shop at Guess. I can't shop at anywhere else. I have to shop at the men's big and tall store, but I find pieces there that work for me. So find things that work to the aesthetic of you. And if you don't like how you look right now, you don't like how certain clothes fit, do something about it by working out, eating properly, and going that route. Don't cry about it. Do something about it. Have a good week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hope you out here. And JB, thank you for always supporting, man. Get us out of here, man.
Hey man, y'all listen to what big town, saying y'all don't squeeze nothing, and your big ass into nothing, and your big ass can't wear it. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, but man, y'all have a great rest of the weekend. Have a better work week, and y'all stay blessed and keep fighting and working on your dreams. Y'all be
Amen.
easy.
Amen, man. Y'all,
Oh,
go ahead.
I got a quick question. Somebody threw a shot at me, and I didn't forgot about this. Brent Fox,
Yeah.
my brother, my brother, my dear great brother. You say I ain't got no team, and I explained to you why. But since you keep bringing up some, I'm gonna keep bringing up shit too. Which one of your quarterbacks is better than Geno Smith right now? Out of all the plethora of your quarterbacks, which one do you think is better than Geno Smith?
We have none on the roster that's better than Geno Smith, sir.
Would you rather have Geno Smith or Mason Rudolph?
I think you know the answer to that question, sir, but it is Geno
Would you
Smith.
rather have Geno Smith or Will Howard?
The answer is still the same, sir.
Okay, all right, everybody have a good week.
Y'all, shots fired. Well, yeah, man. Y'all, y'all have a blessed Sunday, man. This was another installment of the Southern Baller Show. Y'all be blessed.
All right, y'all.